5 years ago, I discovered a secret. The key to getting rich is not living life at the extremes, waking up at 4 in the morning, meditating for 2 hours a day just to get mental clarity. It is actually about micro habits. These small habits compound over time and not only have an impact on your finances, but also on your mental health, on your physical health, and your mental well-being. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 habits that have completely transformed my life and not just helped me financially, but overall to become more successful and more rich in my life. Also, I will give you some tips how you can use them into your daily life and how you can improve your life by just adjusting little things. Number 1, only buy things after thinking about it for at least 24 hours. Well-known American personal finance expert Dave Ramsey calls it the 24-hour method, which says if you want to buy something, then think about it for 24 hours. If you still want to have it after 24 hours, it's probably a good time to buy it. If you don't want to have it after 24 hours anymore, it was probably just an impulse that came out of dopamine addiction. Every time we buy something small, we get a little spike of dopamine, which suggests our brain that we have a little spike of happiness. So we can easily fall into the bad money habit, so I call it, that brings you to the point that you buy things all the time just to feel little moments of satisfaction without feeling any deeper fulfillment over time. So every time you want to buy something, maybe just observe, how do you feel? How does it make you feel that you want to buy these things? And then step back and give yourself 24 hours to see if you really want to have it. Number 2, I call it the snack to stack method. What you can do is every time you go through the city and you want to buy a little coffee or a piece of cake or something small, a little treat for yourself, think about it. Do you really need this? And maybe don't buy it this time. Write down the amount of money that you saved, make a list, and at the end of the week, you sum up the money that you saved and invest it in your favorite crypto or stock and see how your money grows. I promise you, you will be surprised how easy it becomes to build wealth. Number 3, have an overview. Yes, I know it's annoying, but it helps you a lot if you have an overview of your expenses and your income. Also, this way you can adjust and see where do you have a lot of spending that you might not need or that doesn't bring you as much value as you thought. And where can you optimize? Do you have insurance contracts that you can optimize? Do you have a phone contract that you can optimize? Or maybe a gym membership that you don't even use anymore? Canceling unnecessary spendings can help you a lot to have more money available to actually build wealth over time. And this brings us to number 4. Start saving plans. And I recommend this to everybody because this is the easiest way to invest and to start investing. Pick some assets that are promising to you. And if you have an overview of your spendings and your income, you can figure out how much money do you have left to actually spend. Investor legend Warren Buffett once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, instead spend what is left after saving." These are powerful words, and you should figure out for yourself how much money do you want to invest. Me personally, I've lived this life many years in the beginning of my career where I was making investments priority number 1 and I spent what was left over. You should choose for yourself which amount of money monthly you feel comfortable with and how much money do you need to spend to live a satisfying life. It's very important that you feel comfortable with this because if you invest too much money, you get too stressed about movements in the markets, which are natural. You should always be at the point that you still like the life you live, but you should also think about tomorrow and invest some money. So if it is 10%, 20%, or 50% of your income, it depends on you and your preferences. The most important is start and don't touch your investment stack for buying consumer goods. Number 4, educate yourself. This was the sentence that brought me into the finance branch. John D. Rockefeller said once, "It's better to spend an hour thinking about money than a whole month working for it." And these words are so true. Even if it is just 10 minutes a day where you read a book about finances or investment, or you commit to watch every YouTube video that I upload. These little commitments to yourself will bring you forward over time and bring you a lot of value that brings you forward on your investment journey. Set a fixed time in your calendar or turn on the notifications. And then whenever you get the notification, commit to yourself that you do this every time it comes because you are doing this for yourself and this will bring you a better future. Number 5, build a positive money mindset. I had an experience last week. I was on the train and I met a girl that sat next to me. We spoke about what we're doing. And when she heard what I'm doing, she said, yeah, sometimes it's hard to live with a small income. And just a few sentences later, she said, yeah, but I don't even want to be rich. I pointed it out to her, and at first she wasn't even aware of what she just said. The most important part here is that we have subconscious beliefs, which are money is bad. You have to do bad things to get money. Or if you have a lot of money, you become a bad person. That's what a lot of people think. And even if you're not aware of it, it might be anchored in your subconscious. The most important thing is to erase these money blocks, because when you have these subconscious beliefs, you will take little micro actions that actually keep you away from receiving money or having money or keeping money. Because nobody wants to be a bad person. But it's your decision if you do good things with money and if you become a good person that actually does positive things, or if you keep on believing that money does bad things to you. So instead of saying things like money stinks or I don't even want to have money, take care of your money, be grateful for it. And every time you buy yourself something nice, say thank you to your money that you actually gave me the opportunity to get this. Start taking care of your money by investing it and see how your money stack is growing. This way you can shift your money mindset and become a more positive thinking person about money instead of having bad money thoughts on your mind that block you from success. Number 6, just take decisions. It's very important that you start. And trust me, this is more powerful than you think. Often we try to figure out when is the best time to invest, or we try to figure out what do I have to learn first to actually start my business, start my YouTube channel, or speak to my boss about a raise of income. The most important is that those things that you think you should start, trust yourself and do it. Go for it and just start them. Do little steps and learn it on the way. You will see that it brings you more success than you thought in the beginning. And it might be much easier than you thought it would be. Number 7, and probably the most important one. Don't buy things on credit, especially credit cards. These things are expensive. Let's be honest. It's very hard because in the world we're living in, we have social media. You see all the people with these fancy things. You see your friends with their fancy clothes and you see your friends with their fancy cars. So you want to have them, but can you really afford them? If you have to take a credit, you can't. And the price is higher than you think. Let's say Tom buys a car for $10,000, while Peter says, I don't need the new car. I can drive my old car and my bicycle. 10 years later, what happened? Tom spent $100 a month and paid back in total $13,000, means 30% more. Peter took the $100 a month and invested them in the S&P 500. What happened? He had an average return of 12%. So Peter's investment now worth $22,000, while Tom has an old car that maybe is worth $3,000. So the difference here was not just the $10,000 or the $3,000 interest. You have to take into account the opportunity costs. And in total, we get to a difference of $19,000. Equals triple the price of what you thought in the beginning it would cost you. If you want more tips and tricks like this, please hit the subscribe button. And you will see how fast it goes that you actually shift big things in your life with just adjusting these little habits. Try it out and let me know how it's going for you. I'm excited to hear your results. See you next time. Ciao.